Hello, everybody. Now, understand this is not a live episode, so don't think that we've just popped up on some random morning on a Sunday, no less, to say hi to everybody. But me and this guy had some work to do this weekend, and we are currently in the beautiful, and when I say beautiful, that doesn't even cover it, Townsend, Tennessee, hanging out in this really kick-ass cabin. We got to go do the Sasquatch Festival.
Bigfoot Festival. Yeah, Buford doesn't like it, but yeah.
So we were at the Bigfoot Festival out here in Townsend, Tennessee, and it was an amazing event. Over 32,000 people came out to see this thing go down. And since Richard's prequel just came out, I decided, first off, I'm already here. Second off, Wi-Fi sucks out this way, so we're going to record this thing. And third, Bigfoot. Right here is our guest of the week, the one and only Richard Ryan Rose, and as always, Jennifer Amato, Angel Ramon, and this is the Written Undead podcast. Let us tell you about this day, starting with Richard. Break it down for him, Betty.
All right, so we set up the venue, and there's pictures. Actually, I was in the process of posting it on my author page, but it'll be coming very soon. Well, by the time you see this video, it'll be on my author page. And Jack's posted a ton of pictures. Widely successful event. Like 32,000 people showed up despite the crappy weather we had. I sold 42 signed copies of my book when I expected to sell 2 or 3. So yeah, I sold 40 more than I really anticipated. So hugely successful.
About 12 times more.
Yeah, even ran into a couple of fans. I mean, all 2 of my fans were there today.
They were both there. Of course, we heard later that they disappeared into the woods and no one has seen them since.
Yeah, but my lovely wife, she made a ton of crafts for the venue that we had also, and we cleared almost about $1,700.
It was a big day.
Wow.
So for any authors out there that kind of have questions about, well, should I go do an event? Should I go get a booth? Should I, invest the time and the energy and all that? Yes. Just make sure that you do it with enthusiasm. Don't just kind of, sit there like, hi, show some enthusiasm.
You show facade.
What you need is Jack sitting next to you and bringing in people and pretty much they have no choice. They have to buy the book. They can't get away from Jack.
No, I will follow them to their calls. Just saying.
Well, that sounds like a great weekend you guys are having so far.
Oh yeah.
So, how tired are we?
Worn out.
Worn
I'm
out,
sure
right?
it's from the excitement.
I can imagine.
This isn't coffee we're sipping on, by the way.
No, we're having a celebration tonight. Guaranteed. This is an absolute celebration. But my poor
You're not the only one celebrating.
I know. Rachel was out there at the bar too.
Yeah, I was hanging out the bar most of the day. So I just and Jack messaged me just as I was leaving. So I said, "Yeah, man, I'll do the show. I'll do something."
And for anyone that's new to checking out our podcast, this is why I love the team that I have, because we could literally throw something together at the drop of a hat and be like, "Hey, do a show." All right, and everybody shows up, and here we are. Let's just go with this thing. So now, Richard, let me ask you something. Okay. What was your favorite part of the festival itself? What was the thing that just stood out to you?
Well, I mean, I didn't get to get out and venture out much because
he was busy.
I was busy all day long, which I did not expect. And
cha-ching.
Oh yeah. Like I said, it's a great day. But I mean, we had people show up, and we had a couple of people that, hey, I've already read book 1. I just want book 2 now. I'm like, okay, all right. And and maybe made some new potential fans. But I mean, it just, one thing, it's located right in Townsend, Tennessee. One of my favorite places in the world, and beautiful location. You'll see some pictures here. And like I said, Jack's already posted a ton of them. But and getting to meet my buddy Jack here for the first time in the flesh, it was great. Got to introduce him to pretty much the entire cast. I mean, everybody was there. Rachel and Hunter, my lovely wife, and and we had Jerry show up. We had my sisters, Jordan and Priscilla, and all my little nieces and nephews that are in the book. With a new addition, my little niece Raya, just precious little baby. Got to write her in this next book. But
Probably gonna be a knife expert.
yeah, sounds good.
I had Jack, the Bear Baron. He's also a good guy in the prequel. He's going to be his great grandson in the next sequel. Not so much. My son Cody was there, who's a villain in the book one. And so yeah, we had pretty much the entire cast of characters there. And
That is so awesome.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
See, it was like at least for them and me just getting to kind of be along for the ride. It was like a mini family reunion. It was so cool. And by the way, his daughter is straight up a chip right off the old block right here. He is as snarky and smart assery as you could wish for.
I love it.
The apple fell from the tree and didn't hit a single branch on the way down.
Well, that's cool. So you had 32,000 people walk through. How long was this event today? It was like an all dayer, obviously.
It was like 10 o'clock till 6 o'clock.
Okay, and it's only once, but this happens every year, correct?
Yep.
Going forward.
Yeah, this was the second year, and they're definitely going to have it again
Good
next.
chance.
Yeah,
There's
and
a
seeing
good
the
chance
year
that all
before.
3 of us can go next year.
Nice. Well, now a little thing. Now, remember what you had told me that the first year it wasn't, it didn't hit that hard, but then by this year it was like it exploded. Just everybody turned out, and again with the bad weather, which
we had crappy weather, but we still had twice as many people show up this year as they did last year.
Yeah,
last year
it'll
was
only
pretty
get
big.
bigger. It'll only
Mhm.
get bigger. So
it's
that's
like
really
you mentioned,
awesome.
Richard, about how the weather had been sunnier, had been just a prettier day. There could easily been 45,000, 50,000 people show up.
Yeah. God, that's so cool. That is so awesome.
Yeah,
So I'm
definitely got to
assuming
make a trip next year.
I'm assuming that everybody did pretty well then. Were you guys, you guys weren't the only authors there. Right? Well, you weren't the only author there and you weren't the only super fan, right?
Well, I wasn't the only author. I know that.
No, there were some other authors out there, and it actually, as
cool.
the few times that I did get to wander out, just kind of see things, it looked like pretty much every booth was getting a pretty decent amount of traffic coming.
Wow, that's
through.
excellent.
And they had like the chainsaw sculptors out there where they'd take the big block of wood and they, saw
I
something
can
for
make
you.
it into something amazing. Yeah.
And of course, you had your food court, your food booths, and all that. I got some chicken on a stick. Was out there. That was pretty tasty. Pretty tasty with chicken. Although somebody
Any tasty barbecue choices out there, Jack?
there was some barbecue. Yes, there was. There
Awesome.
was some barbecue.
Yeah.
They had this grilled cheese food truck called the REO Cheese Wagon. I mean, they had some wicked, grilled cheese and just different types of grilled cheese. My son-in-law Hunter, he showed up with grilled cheese that had like blackberries and jalapenos in it. It sounded disgusting, but it was delicious.
Wow.
Wow.
I saw
that
it was
is
like a blackberry jam.
An unlikely combo.
Mhm.
An unlikely combo.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there was bacon in it too.
there's bacon
Yes,
and
that-
ham.
Bacon. Oh, yes. Now you're talking.
bacon's
my
good
language.
anytime.
I mean, you put bacon on a turd and it still tastes good,
I don't know about that, but well, I mean, with me, anything's possible.
I think one of the cool things, and this didn't happen until like right towards the end of it, because they had live music and different performers going on. They had a group called,
Mini Kiss,
and they are literally
a bunch of midgets, and they painted up like Kiss, and they
Lenny.
sounded just
Wow.
like Kiss. They were good. Yeah, they were really good.
I gotta come out next year. Gotta come out next year.
Yeah.
That's it.
Buy
That's it.
book your tickets now.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta come out next year. It sounds
I
like
promise
a
you,
blast.
we're gonna be there.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So did they have an actual Sasquatch walking around? Did somebody dress up for that or?
Oh yeah,
Of course they did.
we got
Yeah,
pictures.
it's
we got
pictures of it, I
with
think.
Sasquatches.
I saw pictures on Jack's timeline, Ashley.
Yeah.
I haven't
There's
been
like
on
3 of them
much.
walking around.
I've been trying to rest up from working pools, so I haven't been.
Oh,
And
she
I-
froze. There she goes. No,
Mhm.
she got glitchy. Well, now, what was that one contraption that they had that the kids were in where they were bouncing up and down while hooked to the damn harnesses? Did you see that thing?
No,
they
I
had
know what
set
you're
up?
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they had that thing there, and that was like, I thought about maybe trying to do that, and then I went, I'm 47 and I smoke. Probably not a good idea.
No,
But they had a
No.
lot of really just neat stuff everywhere. And one thing, and I still say you should have done at least got a price on it. They had this big giant wood carved Sasquatch with an American flag that it was holding, and it was like that would look so good in front of your house when you
I
get
want,
married.
yeah. I mean, I got to get me something like that. I can't, put that on the airplane to Texas. So,
Mm.
yeah,
and my daughter,
yeah,
she's
good
storing
luck
enough
with that,
shit.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was just so many cool things there. Well, Richard, since we got you on here, why don't you give everybody a little breakdown? What the hell is Wild Eyed Southern Boys all about?
Okay. Well, as you might imagine, we went to a Bigfoot festival. So, yeah, there's Bigfoots in it, or Sasquatches. Buford, the main character, he doesn't like to be called Bigfoot. He thinks it's a bit racist. So,
Especially Woodland.
yeah, wood booger. No, you don't like that either. But he'll put a big
I've
foot up
never
your
heard
ass and
that.
call him that. So, but so what Wild Eyed Southern Boys is about? Well, book one, you got two best friends, two childhood best friends that meet when they're like 14 years old. Young Ricky Rue is walking in the middle of the woods in the Smoky Mountains. It takes place here in beautiful Townsend, Tennessee, a place where I grew up nearby, and I spent a lot of my time here as a kid, and just the peaceful side of the Smokies. Beautiful place. But you got young Ricky Rue, who is he's walking through the woods and he gets attacked by a couple of feral dogs, and end up becoming lunch for those two dogs until a 14-year-old Sasquatch named Buford jumps in and saves him. Well, Ricky Rue's life is turned upside down when he's introduced to the subterranean town of Stillwater, which is a underground city of Sasquatches. That's how they stay out of sight and out of mind, and just live a peaceful existence in this underground town. And come to find out, well, Sasquatches aren't much different from us. I mean, they talk, they wear clothes, they have jobs, they have a bar. Buford belongs to a family of moonshine tycoons, and so it's really that's how it all starts out. And well, Ricky Rue, he joins the military, goes off, and he becomes a Special Operations Security Forces member in the United States Air Force, and has a really tough deployment. Ends up losing a guy, and well, he's near the end of his enlistment. He goes home on leave to kind of get his mind straight and visit family and friends and go catch up with his buddy Buford. And well, long story short, there ends up being a zombie outbreak here in the Smoky Mountains in Townsend. And well, Rue ends up becoming the reluctant leader of a small band of human survivors who must team up with the citizens of Stillwater in order to overthrow the zombie apocalypse and go after the main bad guy to save the world. So it's horror, it's comedy, it's science fiction. I mean, it is unlike it's its own unique spin on the zombie genre. It
Really is.
Yeah.
It's no
Now, Richard.
Yep.
Now, I got a question for you. Were you always a big fanatic about the Sasquatch? You were
ever
always
since I was knee high to a freaking grasshopper. I've always been obsessed
makes sense.
with Sasquatch.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is so sweet. I'm not that far in the first book,
Mm-hmm.
but I like how it's written kind of like diary pages out of each one of these books. And I'm assuming that eventually I'll get to it, but the old man I forgot their last name, Buford's last name,
Bora.
Borif.
Borif,
Mhm.
old man
Buford
Borif.
Bartholomew Borif.
Yeah, him, triple B.
Yeah.
I'm at where they're starting to interject a lot of his writings and pages from his journal and his journey over. He like met up with some Viking friends who are gonna help him get here because
Oh,
he's
it's
got
the last
some
guy.
magical relic.
Okay, so what you're talking about Robert de Borif,
Yes.
the Knights Templar. Yeah, he's not a
Knights
Sasquatch.
Templar.
He's not a
That's
Sasquatch.
where I was confused.
Yeah.
That is where I was confused because I'm like, wait a minute, he's walking around, he's a Knights Templar,
Mhm.
and I thought that didn't, he's Catholic, of course, which is Knights Templar, but like he's just talking to people and walking out. Was this okay that in the 1300s? So I'm glad, thank you for clearing that up for me because I was
Yeah,
like,
no.
did I miss something? I had to have missed something.
And I guess I've gotten that before with like, when they're reading it, they're like, okay, so this is like Buford's ancestor, but
Yeah.
a Sasquatch
They
Knight
have the
Templar.
same last name.
Yeah, they have
Which
the
I'm
same
sure-
last name.
Yeah.
I'm
You'll
sure
find
you'll,
out.
yeah,
that
I'm
comes
sure
later.
I'll
That
find
comes
out
later.
soon.
Yeah,
Don't ruin
you'll find
it.
out why.
Mhm.
And don't feel bad, Richard. I mean, Jennifer had not more questions for my book as well, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah,
Hey, look, I'm sorry. If somebody writes a book and people don't ask questions, then it's probably
Right.
not that good a book.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Agreed.
Anything
Agreed.
related to history, you're gonna get questions. So,
or even if you write something out and you think that maybe you explained it good enough, but then somebody, like when Jack had read parts of my book and I was like, he had questions for me and I'm like, no, you got to go back, go back a little bit, or hey, you got to go forward, keep reading. It is
Mhm.
explained, so maybe I didn't explain it well enough, and so I'm like trying to go through that, but I love the questions. So,
I mean,
and
it's not a
I'll
bad thing.
ask
I mean, we don't take it as a bad thing when you ask questions. We actually take it as a good thing. So don't,
Good.
So it's stuff like that that keeps the reader wanting to keep moving forward, so they can find answers to each question. I'm like, wait a minute, what's
Yep.
up with this? I mean,
exactly.
but you got to answer those
Exactly.
questions. You got to answer them eventually.
Yeah.
Even if they
yeah.
have to wait till the next 2 or 3 books to find out, but you got to eventually answer it.
Well, here's a
Yeah,
question I got
exactly.
for you then. Now,
Mhm.
as you were writing that book and you were setting up, like she said, where you were going to create someone having questions, how often did you start asking or putting the question out there and you actually had the answer already? Or did you actually write something and was like, ooh, I got to figure this out?
Mhm. Well, I mean, the option B is what, it's probably like, okay, I'm not going to make this work.
Yep.
Yeah, I do that a lot, but because I
Yeah,
mean,
but me too, Rich. Don't feel
Yeah.
bad. Me too, Rich. I know
But
Jennifer was
I'll start-
asking me questions.
yeah, I'll start writing and I don't know how it's going to work out. And things will just come to me as I go. I'm like, yeah,
Yep.
okay, yeah. And then I'm going to make,
Yeah,
okay,
that
I'm gonna
sounds
have you
good.
do this. Yeah. Yeah. And then, oh yeah, that's how I'm going to make it. Yeah. It just comes to me as I go along. And then I go back in my rewrites and, because this doesn't make sense. I need to fix this, and then, my editor will pick things out and like, hey, maybe you should explain this, or maybe you should add more to this part,
Now, Rich,
Mhm.
you're originally from Tennessee, right? What
Yep.
part of Tennessee you're originally from?
I'm originally from Knoxville, Tennessee, and I grew
Knoxville?
up around Maryville. Yeah, just right down the road from here, Townsend.
How far are you from where Jack is?
From where? Oh,
About 190 miles.
yeah. He lives towards more towards Middle
Yeah,
Tennessee.
I'm in the middle part.
So that's
I mean,
about how long of a ride? Like a few hours?
Yeah, it took us, well, but granted, we ran through a bunch of storms trying to get out here, but if
Yeah.
it had been just a normal day, just a regular kind of a day situation, it's about a 3 to 3.5 hour drive.
Wow. Wow.
And it's a drive I will be making again. Guaranteed. Absolutely. Because this dude is the man.
Well, it's great having you with me, Jack. I mean, it's made the trip. So
Absolutely.
I'm
So it's
loving
good.
it.
That's why I said
Mhm.
the next time that this Bigfoot festival takes place, we need to be
Mhm.
down to just 2 screens with 3 heads in it, and then figure out a way for the next year for it just to be 1 screen, 4 heads, and we're done, you know?
Yes.
So, you know, and no pressure there, Angel. You just gotta,
Yeah.
Start swimming now.
yeah.
I think if I start swimming now, I should get there within a year.
Actually, if you just come up to Arizona, we'll drive that way. It might take us 3 days, but it's a lot better than swimming.
I rob somebody's boat to take a yacht and take
There
it
you go.
home.
Yeah.
So now, Richard, one thing I remember when we were talking as you were getting ready to go into the prequel, which was originally just going to be going into book 2. It was going to be the beginning part of book 2.
Mhm.
And you said as you kept messing with it and playing around with it, it just kind of kept getting bigger and bigger. And you're like, I don't really think I can do this. Tell us that story. What happened there?
Okay. Well, I need.
Oh, we're gonna need some juice. We're getting low on juice over here, ladies.
Hang on just a second, and I'll answer that question. And just for the record, they do allow.
Let's give Richard some
Tennessee.
time to get some juice, get energized.
Plug her up. Get some fire coming back.
Should
But
have grabbed
guys,
mine.
I'm telling you right now. Like, and Richard's got bands. He's got
Mhm.
bands now. So be sure to
Yay.
request bands. So he's having to mail.
Now
all
the next
time.
trip, Jack. Now the next
What?
trip you gotta take, save your money and come out here. That's the next thing. Your next
Yeah, but
mission.
I'll have to do it on a boat because I ain't getting on no damn plane.
Damn, you're afraid of that points that much?
Terrified. Then people always say, man, don't worry about it. You'll die when it's your time. I said, yeah, I just don't want to be up there when it's the pilot's time.
Oh, that's a good point.
You know, I might walk away from it, but I am not going to be happy.
Well, Rich, well, Jack, I mean, if it makes you feel better, I mean, if you can't come out here, then eventually when I do go to the States, I'll have to visit you anyway. So, you know.
Oh, yes, you will definitely have to visit me because I'm going to take you to some good eating places. Like Rich took me to a couple good eating places, and we got another good eating place lined up in the morning for breakfast.
Well, you know what? You need to gain some weight because it doesn't look like you're eating very good.
For real, man. For
I
real,
eat
Jack.
all the time.
Nick-
I can't gain weight.
No,
I
no,
just
no,
can't.
no, you know what it is, Jennifer? He's out
Huh.
there fighting for Rome. He's out there fighting for me. He's conquering
Keeping
the
me
forts.
lean.
Yeah, he's like, don't forget he's a Legionnaire, so Legionnaires are not
That's
fat.
We're making messes.
Here we go. All right.
Yeah.
How's that?
Got you a
Great.
new view too.
Yeah. Look at that.
Mhm.
That is so beautiful.
It was when you were going through the process of starting book 2 and you were
Yeah.
telling the Rougarou story,
Mhm.
you were thinking it was going to be something shorter, but then you started realizing, oh, this is going to be a whole lot
Mhm.
longer than that. And then you actually asked me, said, hey, dude, do you think I should just put this at the front of the book and just let it run, or should I make it a novella? It's a separate thing.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, dude, I mean, if you think you got something wrong with, go with the novella. Well, how did that go?
Well, yeah, the original, I didn't want to make the second book.
Can't hear you. Now I
How about
can.
now? There we go.
I wonder if it's where the computer picks up where the microphone is on the computer. I wonder if that's
Yeah, you
what the issue
better
is.
see now.
Okay. Is this better now? Can you hear me?
Way better.
Okay. All right. So I didn't want to make the second book too long because I mean the first book was 170,000 words. That's like 2 books in one.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I got to thinking about, okay, I've got to explain the Rougarou War because spoiler alert, the Rougarous are going to be in book 3. Okay, so that it's going to be the prequel ties directly into the next book. So
And
this
that's
story,
the Rougarou War is actually the telling of the story from before the first book, correct? Because I know
oh yeah,
that in the
yes,
first book, it
yeah.
mentions the Rougarou War all the
Mhm.
time.
Yeah,
okay.
it does.
All right, I'm caught up, I think.
Yeah, so now you're gonna get the story. You're gonna learn the story of the Rougarou War. You're gonna learn
Okay.
about why Preacher Cody stopped being a Knight of the
Yeah.
Round and went into being a preacher instead.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn all that.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing is reading book 1 right now.
Mhm.
You only know
Can't hear you, Jack.
Okay, yeah, I
Okay,
missed
how
that.
about now?
Yeah,
Hear me now?
perfect.
Okay. All right. Just how like you only know Preacher Cody as the really nice, sweet, sensitive guy that he is that won't, shed blood.
Yes.
When you go and you read the prequel, different guy.
Mhm.
Totally different guy. And there's a very good reason for why he becomes Preacher Cody. In fact,
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I try not to tear up, even though I do tear up whenever I read certain things in books or listen to certain things in books. The transition moment with Preacher Cody
Uh-huh.
and prequel, it got me hard.
I can't hear you.
If you don't, can you hear me now?
Yes.
If you don't tear up in the final chapter of the Rougarou War, you're not human.
I'm a heartless bitch. I get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah, damn, it's like that. I know.
But
I didn't
Yeah.
cry at Hachi, if you guys know that movie. That movie did not make me cry either. So I don't know. There's a good possibility I could be a
Yeah,
heartless bitch.
you might be tough as nails, Jen.
I might be.
which movie? What-
Hachi.
Hachi.
Huh?
That's the one with the dog who sat at the train station waiting for Richard Gere to get off the train. He went to work, went and sat every day for his owner, waiting for him to get off the train. And the owner never got off the train because he died, had a heart attack. And the dog just sat there and literally died, sat there waiting for his owner. People fed him. People tried to take him home. He'd come back to the train station. It was just a great story about love of a dog for his owner and the relationship that they had. And this dog refused. There's actually a monument that's actually in, I can't remember where it's from now, but it's got
Mhm.
Richard Gere in it. And there's this really cute little Alaskan Malamute or Husky dog that's just totes adorbs that you can't, the dog finally dies laying there waiting for Richard Gere to get off the train and never gets off the train because he died. So it was a sad movie.
Correct.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's if you didn't tear up on that, I don't
I
know.
almost choked up just listening to you tell me about it.
Yeah,
It was a sad movie. I didn't cry at that one.
Yeah.
So I might be a heartless
my
bitch.
wife,
What's that?
my wife,
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
my wife cried when she saw the movie, but I never even heard of it.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nope.
I would have read the trick, dog sits in the train with on his owner that never shows up. Like, no. Mm-mm. No.
That's a big part of the reason I've never seen John Wick, by the way.
That was actually a very good movie. Yes, the very
Sure
beginning
was.
was sad.
Good for them.
Very
Make them
sad.
happy. He killed a dog. I hate
Well,
it.
he got everybody. He got everybody back. They all deserved it, and you didn't feel bad. You're just like, wow, that was a really cool stunt, John Wick. Good for you.
I mean, kind of going back to the question there. So I started thinking, I can write the Rougarou War as a separate novella, and just have it, like this is going to tie into the next big adventure. And because I was going to make it a side story in book, it would just be like a backstory, like the Robert D. Moore book one. I like, I want to do another Robert D. Moore story.
You're cutting out. You're cutting out.
Okay, how about now?
Perfect.
Okay, I
Where
got
is your
crappy,
microphone on your computer?
I got crappy Wi-Fi out here. Sorry.
Oh, that might be it too.
Yeah. But so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't gonna, make War and Peace out of book two. And,
Which you
make it too
didn't.
long.
I mean,
Mhm.
it's not huge. It's actually thinner than the first one, isn't it?
Well, book two was going to be, the sequel, and I was going to have the Rougarou War as a backstory, and
Okay.
and during the sequel, kind of like the Robert Day Borth chapters that you're reading right now in book one.
Okay.
Just a side story or backstory
Okay.
there. But I was like, I've got too much story in the Rougarou War. I'll make it a novella, and that novella turned into a book. And it's it's a full book. It's about 60,000 words. It's not near as long as book one, but
Right.
but it is it's a good in
It's a
between.
short novel.
Yeah, it's a short novel, but it ties directly into the modern day adventures
Right.
of Buford and Rue.
Yeah, but
in book
believe
two.
it or not, with 60,000 Woods, that's actually a novel in itself. For some traditional publishers, will actually take 60,000 Woods as a novel, depending on genre. So
That's why it
actually,
is. It's a novel now.
Yeah.
It's not a novella. It's a novel. So,
because a novella is technically anything under 40,000 words is technically a novella.
Okay.
yeah, I still had like 2 or 3 more chapters to write when I hit 40. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be a
It's gonna be a
standalone
novel.
book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you end it when it has to be ended.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't just gonna go back and cut out a bunch of stuff. I mean, it's just after writing Wild Eyed Southern Boys book 1, I mean, Ruru War's like, man, this is short, but but it's a full story. But
Well, it's a prequel, so it's
I'm
expected to be
excited.
shorter. It's expected to be shorter than the main novels.
yeah, I mean, well, the book, book 3, that's coming out this summer. I don't intend for it to be another 170,000 word, but it's going to be over 100,000. Probably be more like 120 or so. But
The sweet spot, basically.
yeah,
I got a lot of writing I gotta do.
Well, Jen, I mean, whatever works for you. Whenever the
Mhm.
story has to end, the last thing you want to do, Jen, is fluff it up.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying not to stress myself out. I guess that is my question. How did you not stress out about this book? Any of them? How did you not flip out about them? Or did you? And what did you do to calm yourself
well,
besides drink? Because I'm almost there.
okay. Well, I mean, you've answered that question already, then. But yeah,
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, same here. That's the secret. That's the secret to being a writer.
Oh, so I need to drink more. I get it.
yeah, you got to drink more. Yeah.
Drink more. Yep.
Okay.
Slam your head against the wall just for the hell of it.
Who really needs a liver? I mean, yeah,
That and when you're sleeping, get some NyQuil to help you fall asleep quick.
Oh,
yeah. That
we're legal.
acetaminophen
We're
with
a
the
legal
liquor,
state.
great
We
for
get
your liver.
edibles. We're a legal state. We get edibles. I'm good.
Mhm. I can't wait. When I get out of the military, I'm doing edibles. Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
I'm telling you, they're the best thing ever. That's what I did when I was like, yep, I'm out of law enforcement. I'm in a legal state. It's legal recreational.
Mhm.
Honey, let's go get some edibles. I want to sleep.
Yeah,
I'm catching
wait.
up on a lot of sleep I lost.
yeah,
You'll
I'm
love
looking
them.
forward to that.
You'll love them.
Yeah, so as far as I didn't really stress out about the book. It was more like therapy for me. I lost my father, and yeah,
Sorry.
no, that's okay. It happens, part of life, But I had dealing with the grief there, and just dealing with a lot, past trauma and everything, and just it was very therapeutic. I mean, it was better than going to any kind of shrink or anything that they can hand you in a pill bottle. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just pouring my heart out on this, on the pages, and it was like it was the opposite of stressful, really. Now, when I went to publish it and waiting on reviews and wondering if anybody's going to like it or if everybody's going to hate it, and trying to learn how to market it, and like, what's a link drop? What are they talking about? And like, but Written Undead was great. It was very educational. The
Yes.
authors in this group are phenomenal. Just a huge
Yes.
help to me. But that part was stressful. But writing the book, paying for the editor and stuff like that was a bit stressful because it's not cheap. But
No.
yeah, but yeah, dealing with that is just you just got to wait and see where the everything falls. And both books are pretty well received, so I'm very happy with that.
Yes. I cannot wait to be done and give you your review. I am
Well, thank
so
you.
excited.
If you decide you don't like it, you don't have to leave a review.
I'll give you a raving review. I'm in love with it already. I mean, I think I'm on chapter 13 or 14, and I'm just, I
Wow.
literally, yeah, I don't want to put it down.
was gonna say
I-
you're rocking it. Gosh.
Yeah, I don't want to put it down. I read
Mhm.
every chance I get. If I'm sitting there at dinner and I'm shoveling food in my fat mouth, I'm reading too.
One of my favorite things.
Can't hear you, bud.
One of my favorite things in that very
Yeah.
first book is something. It's not a spoiler. It's just kind of a moment that happens. Is when Ricky finally meets Buford. That back and forth exchange.
Yeah.
that
Yes.
they have when he screams, Buford screams. He screams, Buford screams. Would you stop doing that? And
It
I
was
knew
great.
right then. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm good.
Yep.
And then,
Well, just the fact that you think I love the portrayal of, and this may or may not be giving something away to those who haven't read it, but if you haven't read it, your fault. Get the book. But if when they like literally the interaction before that, when Rue passed out and had that dream about the black something or other that was eating his leg. I'm sitting here going, oh my God, this is not real. At first I was like, no way, he's legless. And then it was like, then I woke up. I was like, oh, phew. I literally was sweating. That part was up like, they're not mean.
not unless you piss them off.
Evidently, evidently they turn your leg off like a chicken.
Well, that would have made the first book in history right there. It's like,
Yeah, shortest book ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't
But
buy this book. It
was-
sucks.
Yeah, it was so genius. I loved it. I
Well, thank
loved
you.
how you like took his fear and just made it so ridiculous that he woke up feeling stupid, and that's what I got. I loved it. Everything that's happening is just it's all real life. It seems like this really could not be real. There has to really be a Buford out there. There has to be. And a little furry Dixie. And I want to meet her. The little bear cub.
Mhm.
I just love that you put her in there like she was a dog. So I love it. But
Well, Dixie's based on my black lab that I had, and she passed not long. She passed like right before I started writing the book. So I
Jesus Christ.
put Dixie in here somehow,
You did. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And every time Buford roars, she's like, "Oh, nope." She just turns around and goes into the forest. She's like, I ain't having this. He's mad. I love it. It's such I can't wait to when the zombies come, when it does happen. I cannot wait because I can't wait to see what you've done with that. Because I'm not
Well, I'm just
there
going to tell
yet.
you, enjoy everything right now because when the zombies do come,
Am I going to be hyperventilating and having
things
anxiety?
get real.
Yes, you
Things
will.
get very,
Son of a
very
bitch,
real.
I can't afford any more anxiety.
Well,
Well,
maybe
well,
you
that's
shouldn't
what
read the
happens
rest
when
of
you
the
read a
book.
zombie genre.
It's
You're gonna
free
get
inside.
anxiety.
It don't cost anything. It's totally free.
I just got done right before I read yours. I read Keith's book, the Nessie one. Starts with the T. I can't say the name. Tekarian.
Takaran.
Yeah. I can't even say the name of it. I don't even know how to say the name of it. It starts with a T. If you haven't read that book, you need to read that book too. I was
Keith?
going every which way in that book about Nessie and whether Nessie's just one and then come to find out it's all these other things and they're not from this world. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so genius. And I put that in the review. I was like, this is a total awesome way to spin the Nessie myth. And I just love when that happens. I love when authors take that and just, they're like, oh, you think this is going to happen? And they spin it like a top and you have no idea which way you're going. That's what I like.
Yeah, you're getting, so you went from Nessie to Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Turn you into a cryptid fanatic
Yeah.
before it's over with
Yeah,
here.
Sasquatch ain't gonna be the only Chris run into in this series.
That is
Or
true.
this
True.
book for that matter. Yeah.
what's
Now,
that?
now, which I want to ask you, how long is this series going to be, and do you plan on getting into any other genres in the future?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So right now I have the series planned out to where I can end the series. Not this next book, but book 4. I can end it in book 4 if I decide to go that route. And yeah, basically it's going to be depend on how my if I'm still enjoying writing it and my readers are still enjoying reading it, I'm going to keep going with the series. You know, if it just gets like, well, it's running its course and I'm no longer interested in writing it, and it doesn't seem like anybody's interested in reading it anymore, I'm going to go to something else. But right now, it's
Yeah, it seems to be doing okay. So, I mean,
Yeah,
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 people seem to like it. I like it. So, keep on going.
yeah. I have no intentions of quitting anytime soon. I have where well, I can
Can't
end
hear.
it. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, you broke
Yeah.
up there.
All right. I have no intentions of ending it anytime soon. It's I can I can close out the story in book 4, and it'll end on a good note and just go on to something else. That's not my intentions, but I've got it written to where I could do that. But
Mhm.
the great thing about Wild Eyed Southern Boys, I can go in so many different directions. I can do
Yep.
spin-offs. I can do all kinds of things with the storyline. So I have ideas for future books in the series past book 4. So as long as as long as readers are still enjoying reading it, and I'm not showing any signs of getting tired of writing it, because I love it. I love her. I'm having a blast writing about Rue and Buford and all the other characters. It's just it's such a fun time, and as long as my readers are enjoying it, I'm going to keep going with it for a while. But you asked about other genres. I do have an idea. One that I will
You went
write.
mute. There we
Huh?
go. You went mute. I'm
went mute
like,
there,
this is
man.
what I want to know.
Yeah, this I'm sorry, this Wi-Fi signal is just
It's
Yeah,
okay.
we understand. Slow down.
We're up in the
calm
middle
down.
of damn nowhere.
Take a breather.
Yep.
so other genres. I have this idea, and I'm probably once I get like book 4 done, I'm gonna start writing a new series, and it'll be in tandem. Kind of like like Tufo and Philbrook. They'll write different series at a time, but bounce from I'm going to write the next book in this series, and I'm going to go to the next book in the other series. And I'm going to start kind of leapfrogging there. But I have an idea for a sci-fi series.
I'm excited about this
Oh,
one.
cool.
I'm
Oh
seriously
my
excited.
God.
He is talking a little
Sci-fi,
bit about this
nice.
one. I am freaking excited about
Yeah.
this one.
So excited.
Yeah. So it's basically I've researched a lot into if you ever heard about the secret space program conspiracy theories there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if half of that stuff is real, I mean, it just blows your mind, because like the military has technology that it goes far surpasses NASA. We can go to other galaxies, and we got military engagements at over different star
Stargate.
systems.
You're
and stuff.
talking Stargate.
Well, Stargates, that's part of the theory, and warp drives or whatever equivalent. We have that. And I was listening to a guy telling his account of he was having these issues. Never been any real trauma. He wasn't a veteran or anything, but he's having real PTSD issues, and having these flashback memories are just like, what the hell? And so he went and saw a shrink and got hypnotized, and it brought back these suppressed memories. Well, Okay, and this is all what he's saying. I'm not saying it's real. It might be in my book, but he had got hypnotized, and he found out that he was recruited when he was a teenager into this special forces, intergalactic special forces, these highly trained special forces guys that go to these other planets and, go on these missions and fight aliens or whatever. And he did that for 20 years. And once you do your 20 years, they travel you back in time and age regress you. So you might be like, 40 years old, and then they'll age regress you back to when you were 15, when you were recruited, put you back in your regular life, and you just go on and live a normal life and having no memory of, the 20 years of combat that you just went through.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So now imagine Ricky Roo.
Oh my
Who knows
God.
Ricky Roo?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna have something happen, where he ends up, bank robbery or whatever, and he ends up kicking ass. And it's like, never had any training or anything. He's like, how did I do that? So he ends up getting brought back into the fold, back into his, he goes through all his training all over again. He was a big war hero, 20 years,
Right.
and now he's just a kid again. And well, they're gonna have to bring him back because he had some kind of total recall. I'll have a different name for it, of course. But yeah, so he'll be brought back into the fold, going through the academy, and he's gonna end up meeting up with some big Sasquatch that got
Guy named
recruited.
Buford.
Buford, I might name him Buford, something like that. Yeah. So we're gonna have Rue and Buford in space, and all kinds
Oh my
of
God,
missions
this is
in
gonna be
space and
great.
stuff.
I'm so excited. I'm geeking out over here. I'm fangirling. I'm like, and I'm only 13 chapters in, 14 chapters in. This is
It
so
don't take
cool.
much. Trust me, it's a strong drug, baby.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And I mean, I've always been a reader, but like, there's just so many different authors that are just so good at what you guys do. You guys are like cream of the crop, and they gave the big publishing jobs to the wrong writers. Stephen King ain't got shit on you guys. I'm telling you now.
I think that's a huge compliment. Thank
Yep.
you.
It is a huge compliment. And I mean, even Dean Koontz, and who I love Dean Koontz,
I love
but
me
you
some
know what?
Koontz.
You can only write so many times suspenseful and things that could be paranormal and maybe time travel and
Little
you,
brooding.
but these, these authors, you, Richard, Angel, even, you guys come up with some real interesting stuff. I was reading Peter Meredith's book before I read the Loch Ness Monster book, and The Culling. And I'm just like, God, I got to get that second book. I was just looking at that one. And actually, after yours, I have to go and read one of Kay's books. Kay's got a book out there that I got to read. I just, my TBR is getting longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. And then after
Welcome
that,
to my world.
it sucks because
Okay.
I don't get my book written. I'm too busy reading all these books because I'm so intrigued and I can't get my book written. But it's so amazing though. You guys do so many different things that are just so awesome. And just the spin that you even had on the whole Sasquatch thing. I was in love with that. That was just like, it's not some dumb animal. You actually gave a little bit of an explanation without getting too scientific, and they're a thriving community, and I love it because why wouldn't they be? Because we can't see past the nose on our faces as humans. That's the only reason that they wouldn't be. So I just think I'm fangirling. This is just so cool.
I'm gonna ask you a question because I'm at the point about how they wear clothes and all that. Well, one of them don't.
And Buford don't like wearing clothes, but
I noticed.
But apparently that's acceptable. What made you decide to go that route?
I just kind of thought it was funny. I mean, Beaver's all the time. He's pulling stuff out. Like,
Has to make it all the
Exactly.
time.
like comes up with his body spray, you know, and like,
Yeah,
what,
yeah. What's
Yeah.
up with the chocolate body spray?
I think my wife got me some Axe body spray one time, and
Oh,
it smelled
God.
chocolate.
She's literally over there laughing right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's called dark something. I called it dark seduction, you know, with Buford.
Yeah.
And you know, my wife, she liked it. I thought it smelled fucking horrible. Well, I smell like a fucking chocolate bar. She goes, it smells great.
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
it
I
with you
mean,
women and chocolate? You know?
chocolate is the way to our heart. I mean,
Yeah. So Buford, you know, he's gonna spray that on him, and yeah, he's gonna be a hit
Well,
with the
apparently-
chicks, you know.
it didn't work for Dolly when he was younger, but it goes to show you how use your words that gets you farther. Oh my God, that was so funny though. The whole chocolate spray. I was like, what in the world? Where did he get that?
It's out there. There's chocolate body spray out there.
And
Trust
the
me.
thing is, and Rich is about to tell you about it because I'm about to unleash him on it. A lot of what happens in book one is based on real dumb stuff that this guy has actually done in real life. Along with a
Oh,
friend of
Jesus,
his, I
Richard.
met the actual person that is based on Buford today. Met him in person. So Ricky Ronru and Buford I have met, and I'm already like, yep, I can see
Makes
the
sense.
hilarity right. So give her a couple little stories there real quick. Well,
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
wait for next year where I can meet everybody then.
Oh yeah. You make the whole cast and crew there. But
That would be awesome. I cannot wait for next year. That is so cool. You'll have to keep me updated on it.
oh, I will definitely. Yeah.
So we're doing possibly some space action.
Mhm.
I mean, and like you said, there are so many different ways you can go with this because this is your imagination running wild anyways. You know,
Mhm.
that's the best part about it. It doesn't have to be real life. As long as you can back it up with some kind of facts, I guess. How much research did you do for this first book, or is this for the first one? Is this just kind of taking from your life experiences, like Jack said, you kind of like had these dumb luck things going on or these silly things going on, and God bless your wife for taking you on. But did
She's
she
sitting
hear
right
me?
across from
Yeah,
You're
us.
a
she's over there
saint,
looking at
woman.
us
You're
right
a
now.
saint.
we have an audience of one at this point.
Yeah. So she gets that a lot. Yeah.
I bet she does. So,
Yep.
now I lost my train of thought. Damn it! But was your book based on any type of research? Did you have to do
Yeah.
any type of research?
A lot. I had to do a lot of research. Yeah. Well, I mean, I did research on Sasquatches in general, and it was not. I mean, I've been watching Sasquatch documentaries and Sasquatch shows and all things Sasquatch since I was like 4 years old. So I'm like,
Right.
I'm a self-proclaimed Sasquatch expert, you know. But I had to do a lot, you know, especially with the when I decided to do the Knight Templar backstory, which I almost didn't do.
Oh, that probably was a lot of research.
It was, yeah. I had to learn a lot about the Knights Templar, and learn the more I learned about the Knights Templar, I'm like, holy shit! You know, the Spartans didn't have shit on those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, the
I
Knights
know,
Templars, they
right?
were true. They were the Navy SEALs, Green Berets, you know, pararescue. They were the
All in one.
they were truly bad asses. I mean, they were
Yes.
and so. And you'll learn, well, you know about the Knights of the Red Tunic right now, right?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, so that, you know, they stem from the Knights Templar. I had to give them a backstory on that.
Yeah.
So I decided, you know, I'll put them on go with them. You're really, if you're enjoying what's reading right now, the Knights Templar backstory is, you're going to really like that. That's some
Awesome.
really neat shit on there. But
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of research on that. I had to do a lot of scientific research when it came to genetics, and yeah, and you'll see where that comes into play later on. I don't want to spoil anything for But,
Okay.
Like any good horror,
Mhm.
there are going to be things along the way. Where you're like, oh, damn it. You know, that's going to happen. It's
Yeah.
just part of
And-
it, though.
the cause of the zombie apocalypse, or the cause of the zombie outbreak.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want it to be like, oh well, it was a virus that escaped a Chinese laboratory. You know, like that's ever going to happen. But yeah. I wanted it to be. I wanted the zombies to be supernatural. I wanted it to be a supernatural reason why the zombies become what they are, or you know, what causes them to become zombies.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I cannot wait. I just can't. It's just,
Mhm.
I've read most of the day today. And then when Jack was like, hey, you want to get on? I was like, yeah, sure. Let me pause my book. No big deal. I
Yeah,
literally,
why not pause the book to come hang out with the author of the book that you're actually freaking reading? You know, come on.
I know, I'm sitting here, I'm like, I take this with me everywhere. I've got my Kindle on my phone, on my tablets, on my computer. I am never without anything to read. So I definitely make sure I have my stuff. And even when I'm going out just to smoke a cigarette, because it's 100 flipping degrees out here in Arizona today. And it's only
Oh,
going to be hotter
yeah.
for Mother's Day tomorrow.
Oh, you'd be freezing your face off if you were here in
Yeah.
It's about half that right now, up in the 50s. It's like in the high 50s today all day.
in
I've been getting
misty,
sunburned since freaking
Mhm.
February, guys. February. I'm used to
Mhm.
it being 20 degrees or below. I've been getting sunburned. I've never been this brown in my life. It's like I take that everywhere. And so I guess, how do you, I mean, obviously you want people to buy your book.
Mhm.
What is the best way to support you as a reader? What can we do
Mhm.
to support you?
Just spread the word. You know, tell your friends and family, or other people you know that love to read books. You know, just hey, you need to check out this book, and that really it's word of mouth advertising. You know that sells a lot of books for us, and like it just like, we do marketing impressions. You know, hey, somebody sees this ad that just popped up on Amazon or on Facebook, or I had one person that I did an email campaign for the Rougarou Award, and right before it premiered. And one of the people that came to the booth today, she saw my book, like, oh my God, that's you.
She got so
Yeah.
excited. She literally was running up like,
Aw.
I know this book. I've seen it.
It
She
popped
looked
up on her
and
email.
she's like, oh, you got it, wrote it. It is like, yeah, that's the dude right there. It's like,
Oh,
oh my God, I saw that on there. And I was like, oh, yeah, listen.
Yeah, at least I know the money I put into it is starting to pay off. So.
right, exactly. Exactly. And that's the hardest part, is the marketing, just getting all that down. And
Mhm.
it definitely hits to, the Amazon, and getting your reviews on Amazon are probably also really imperative, I would assume, if they've read the book on
Oh,
Amazon.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. Leave a review. Those
Leave a
reviews are
review.
very important. Yes.
And don't be an asshole about it. Leave a nice review.
Well, no,
If you
you don't have
liked
to.
it-
Now, be it leaving honest.
And I
review.
want an honest review, but you don't got to be, oh, well, we saw 2 misspelled words, so we're giving you 3 stars. Don't be a
Well,
jerk.
that's not. Well,
I've
that's
got
not
a
an
couple
honest-
of those,
Yeah.
man. Most
Yeah.
reviews have been very, very positive. I got like maybe 2. It's just nitpicky crap on
You
there.
don't need to be nitpicky when leaving a review.
Yeah.
I wish we were all as perfect as whoever left those reviews, but you know what? Everybody's a freaking human being.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, most likely those people.
I'm sorry, but I'll fight
all the
whoever
time.
gives you bad review. Give me their name.
Yeah, I do appreciate honest feedback.
Yes,
And if they
Well,
want to put that in a review,
privately.
I wish there'd been more of this or more of that, or this didn't make sense. So that I can deal with. I'm good with that.
It
I mean,
helps.
that
It's
helps.
called
I mean,
constructive criticism, not just
Right,
being a
right.
twat.
This I wasn't dotted and this T wasn't crossed, you know, the kind of stuff like, okay, come on, you know.
Yes.
Because let's
Yeah.
face it, I mean, whether it be people in general or dealing with the authors, nobody's perfect.
Mm-mm.
Things are going to
Mhm.
have flaws in them. All you
Yep.
ask for is like, hey, did you see something that seemed a little bit weird or something off there?
Mhm.
Let them know.
Let somebody, let
Tell
them
them
know.
know in that review. Like I've been giving him crap about he sure loves the word incredulously
Mhm.
because he sure uses that word a lot. Like maybe we gotta get the thesaurus out. Let's find another one. Gotta be
You know,
another
they
word in there
make
somewhere.
electronic thesaurus now. You can do it. There's an app.
Now she's immediately giving
Yeah.
him crap.
Well,
So
I
there
use
you go.
the thesaurus a lot with mine, but in other words, I'll use this word too much. Let me come up with another word.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Do you count how many times you use that word?
yeah, maybe I need to look incredulous up in the thesaurus and come up with something different.
Yeah,
on
it's
that.
Yeah.
definitely even more impactful once you get to book 2 because it's like everybody's incredulous. The whole freaking logging
The whole
camp is
damn world's
incredulous.
incredulous.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
they're looking at some stuff that's hard to believe.
Yeah.
There's Merriam-Webster.
Mm.
It's an app you can put on your phone.
That's a dictionary, not a thesaurus, by the way.
Hold on one
That's what I
second.
was laughing
Just
at.
wait. Just hold your damn horses, sir. Oh, look at the top. It says
It's a
dictionary.
glowing
And then
screen.
you click it on the
Oh,
other side.
okay. It has like
Oh.
two
Of
sides.
course.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
got
put
both.
in our place we are. We're men, you're a woman, you win.
Okay, what's another word for
Hold your
thesaurus?
damn
How about answer that
horses,
Yeah,
question?
yeah,
sir.
answer that damn question.
Miriam, it's an app. It's free.
And I got one word for
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
I figured that was coming. Oh God, this is gonna be bad if we're all in the same room next year.
Oh, no, actually,
It'll
I
be a
think it works
blast.
better, when me and Rich are actually side by side here. I don't step on him when he's
Oh yeah,
right there.
yeah.
And I mean, have you noticed the size differential between the two of us? By the way,
I work
I
out.
am literally Ricky Roo and he is Buford in this
I
situation.
hear your wife in the background laughing. I'm
You
dead.
made a secret I was little. I'm fucking little. All right, I'm little. I'm not that big.
Somebody needs to make you some pasta, boy.
Dude, I eat all the time. It just don't matter.
Uh-huh.
It's just
You're just not eating the right stuff.
TMI. You know, I have issues. I'm live, so yeah.
Don't
kiss my
we
butt.
all? Well, where can we find you, Richard? Where can we find your stuff?
Oh, she just took my harness and ran with
Uh-oh,
it. Go
uh-oh.
for
Oh,
it.
dead.
Oh,
Stealing your
Flipping.
thunder there, Jack.
go
Caught you
ahead.
slipping.
Okay, well, you can find me on Amazon and also on Audible and iTunes and Goodreads. So you can find me on my Facebook page, Richard R. Rose author, and the richardrrose.com, my website, and join my newsletter. There'll be a newsletter out.
Sign up
after
for the
Bigfoot Festival.
newsletter. Yes, sign up for the newsletter so that everybody knows
Mhm,
when the new book's coming out. Because if
mhm.
you're anything like me, I'm going to fly through this second book real quick.
Yeah.
Sign up for the newsletter
Sign
or
up for the
stay
newsletter.
tuned.
I'll keep you posted.
Yep, or stay tuned to this show because we'll be talking about it every time.
All right, so
Yeah.
now real quick,
Wrong.
just because I don't get totally left out on this, Jennifer Amato,
Yeah.
don't you have some stuff going on?
Yes, we're working on a fundraiser for Peter Meredith at this current juncture.
Mhm.
That's
And
something.
we are raising funds to give to Stacy, his wife. He was recently diagnosed with dementia. And we're just trying to show support. Stacy just put out a huge sale on his whole collection today.
Yes, saw
Look
that.
for that.
$139.99. You can get the
Yeah, it was
whole
like
thing.
140 for all his books. And I even think they might be signed. if I'm not mistaken. I think they're signed as well.
Oh,
So
crap, I
not
thought
only
you
will
were
he have
getting carpal
dementia,
tunnel.
he'll have
Uh-oh.
carpal tunnel. So every, he'll have to get surgery on his wrists for the carpal tunnel. But that would be a great, great support for Peter Meredith. And it will help Stacy a ton. We're selling awesome shirts that, we're trying to get at least, depending on how many we can get, I'm trying to get at least $15 per shirt back to Stacy, because all the proceeds are going to go to Stacy and Peter.
Where can I get that?
You can get the shirt. Are you talking about the shirt?
Oh, the books.
The book.
The books are, and the shirt, books and shirt,
Oh, okay.
everything
Oh, you
is
get
on
everything.
on the Facebook page.
Okay.
Let me pull it
Damn.
up real quick. We have a Facebook page. It is called the No Pity Zone,
Yep,
Peter
yep.
Meredith Appreciation, on Facebook.
Can we order
No pity.
on that on the Facebook page?
There should be a link directly to order. Yes, what I have
Okay.
is I have the link up on the Facebook page
Okay.
for the books. And if you want the shirt, you'll have to message me privately, but all that information is on the Facebook page. So please go to the Facebook page and check that out.
You sign me up for
I can't hear you, Richard.
You
Can't
sign me
hear
up for those signed books. I'll jump on that.
Okay,
There you
I
go.
think, yeah, you guys are gonna have to, you'll have to go to it.
Yeah,
And
yes,
because
yeah.
there's a specific link.
Yeah, that's right. I'll go on there and do
Oh,
it.
hell yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah, because it's literally, it's not just his full line, not just his full series autographed. You also get 2 Peter Meredith bookmarks, a bumper sticker, and a 5x7 autographed stock card image. So you're getting a
Wow.
huge package for $140 just to help
Okay.
a brother.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be happy to.
Awesome.
All right.
Fabulous.
Well, now, guys, are we wrapping this up? Is that what we're
Yeah.
doing right here?
Yeah.
All right,
Please.
well, let me tell you something right now. I am the happiest on the
I bet
planet
you
right
are.
now. I am hanging out with the guy who I just met at random, thanks to Javin Bonds and J.S. Patrick, who asked Javin to give me a show for whatever reason. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Yet here I am hanging out with this dude in a cabin in freaking Townsend, Tennessee. Go get this guy's books. You're going to fall in love with them, just like I did. Just
like
like
me.
everyone that's gotten them has. Like literally the story when the kid left after getting the one book and came back, it's like, nope, I need the other one too. And if that's true story stuff, that really happened. Just like Bigfoot, he's real too, by the way.
Yep.
But for Richard Ryan Rose, Jennifer Amato, Andrew Ramon, who fell off, this has been the Written Undead podcast, and we are celebrating Sasquatch today. Peace out. We'll see you next week.